Well, hey there. In this episode, we're going to talk about white coat anxiety. Daily Scare Share, day 290. Sharon Hornellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so you know it's the first time you're being exposed to the Pajama Grandma. 290 days, 289 days already this year. I have hopped on Facebook Live and shared something from this amazing little journal type book, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You, to stretch my comfort zone, to get me out of the rut that I found myself living in the beginning of this year. And every day, some days have been harder than others. Today happens to be what I consider an easier day because they've got a little quiz in here for us. And so it's all about white coat anxiety. Well, what the heck is white coat anxiety? It is your fear of people that wear white coats. So let's see. We are going to, it says, rate your white coat anxiety. Assign each a rank from 1 to 10. So let's say 10 is scared out of my mind, terrified to be interacting with this particular white coat. And 1 would be, yeah, not so scared. I don't have a problem with it at all. So the first one is the dentist. How afraid or anxious are you about, and how much anxiety do you have about going to the dentist? Now, I'm going to say that's about a 3 because of my history with dentists. I had braces for a whole lot of years, and going to the orthodontist, which would be a dentist, was absolutely miserable because every time we'd go, I had that silver mouthful of braces that would cut into my face and my lips and my gums all the time. And then sometimes the wires in them would break and they'd poke through my cheeks and braces. The worst part was, though, when you would go and you would get them tightened because they had the braces, but then they would tighten them. Now kids have this cool thing called Invisalign or something where you just wear these little clear plates to sleep or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that would have been amazing. Although my teeth were kind of all over my mouth. So I am very thankful and grateful that I had braces and that I had the opportunity to get my teeth straightened and fixed because it looked like an explosion had gone off in my mouth when my baby teeth fell out and my permanent teeth came in. So dentists, I'm still a little anxious to go, more because of the root canals I've had as a result of all the orthodontia than of the actual having to go to the dentist yourself. I actually had an abscess in one of my root canals and my whole cheek burning and swelled up. I had to go to the emergency room and get something to tie me over because of course it happened on a Sunday. And then I had to go back and I had one root canal I had to have done 3 times. So that kind of ups my anxiety, my white coat anxiety when it comes to the dentist. How about a dermatologist? I've only been to a dermatologist once when I was pregnant because the hormones made my skin break out. This is way TMI, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to give the dermatologist a 1 because I don't really mind going. If I go to a dermatologist, it's because I got an issue I want to get some help with. Oral surgeon. Okay, that one's going to get, I'm going to give them a 5 because although I didn't like my oral surgery idea, I got a lot of relief from it. So I'm not really afraid to go to the oral surgeon because I know they're going to solve my problem and give me relief. I have never been to a podiatrist, so I'm going to give that a 1. Now, my mom would give that a 10 because she's got a rare circulatory disease that gives her trouble with her feet. And I've been trying to get her to call a specialist in it that I interviewed for my podcast, and she will not. Cardiologist, I'm going to give that one a 3 because every time I go to my cardiologist, my blood pressure goes through the roof. And that's because I had a sudden cardiac arrest in 2010 and died. And so going to the cardiologist brings up some of that for me. Not a lot. Let's be honest. All these white coat people, they probably get a real 1, but I'm trying to make the activity a little more real and spicy for different people. So my cardiologist, sometimes he's kind of an intimidating guy. He's super tall, he's super quiet, and he's like kind of cold. And so doesn't give me the warm fuzzies. Now, the girls in the lab that check my ICD, they're awesome. They're friendly and warm, and I talk to them all the time. But the cardiologist himself, the white coat guy, although the lab technicians and my cardiologist, my device readers, they wear white coats too, and they would get a 0 because I'm not afraid of them at all. But the cardiologist himself, he's going to get 3 because he's a little bit more challenging. Oh, orthopedist. Well, I don't go to an orthopedist because there's nothing wrong with my bones, so that one gets a 1. But if you have trouble with your bones or something, you might be a little bit more anxious and have more anxiety with them. Radiologist, depends why I'm going. I've had lots of x-rays in my life. I'm going to give that, I'm not really anxious at all. So I'm going to give it a 2 just to mix it up. Because sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking. If, like, when I had to get my spine x-rayed last year when I was having trouble walking. I guess that would be a 2 in anxiety because I was a little nervous. I didn't think they were going to find anything, but they did find some deterioration, which is normal with like someone my age. Gynecologist. Yeah, that's going to get a 5 because I'm sorry, I don't know any woman that likes going to the gynecologist. It's probably more like an 8 or 9, but you got to go. I've never been to an acupuncturist, so I'm going to put a circle around that and a question mark because I would actually like to go to an acupuncturist. Ophthalmologist. Oh my God. I am going to give them a 1 because I have actually seen hundreds and hundreds of ophthalmologists. You know, I use a magnifying glass for everything. So you can imagine I've seen lots of ophthalmologists in my day. And eye surgeons and everything else. So that one's a 1 just because I'm so familiar with and I've been exposed to hundreds of them. And so I don't have any white coat anxiety. A lot of times I know more than the eye doctor that I'm seeing. And so I don't worry about that at all. I have never been to a gastroenterologist. I would imagine that's to do with your digestive tract. So I don't know if I would be afraid to go see one or not. I guess if they're the folks that do the colonoscopies, yeah, that would be about a 10. But I don't know what they are. So it's another one I'm just going to give it a 5 because I have no idea, but I've never been to one. And then the last one is someone scarier in a white coat that you would actually maybe interact with. And the only thing I could think of was, maybe go to a job interview. I've been to job interviews where I've interviewed with lab people or with R&D people that happen to wear white coats or uniforms. I give them about, it depends on the opportunity or what I'm interviewing about or with or for. But in the past, that would probably be a 3 or a 4 in the past. But again, not super scary. I would say my white coat anxiety on average is about a 2. If I added these all up and divided by the number of options, that's how you get the average. Statistician joke or trick or formula secret there. It would probably be about a 2. I'll add it up tomorrow and then tell you what the answer is. But I think my average white coat anxiety is about a 2. So go through this list and ask yourself, what is my white coat anxiety? How anxious am I around people that wear white coats? It's just a fun exercise for today, but it does stretch our comfort zone because there's a couple categories on here that I have never experienced. One, I want to experience. I want to go see an acupuncturist to release toxins and things from my gastrointestinal system and from my life and my liver and other things because I heard it's good for you. But others I have had experiences with, and even the ones I've had experiences with, I'm not super afraid of because I know that the experience of interacting with this particular person in a white coat gives me some kind of a relief or pain reduction. And that is always a good thing. So that is our daily scare share for today, 290. Tomorrow will be day 91. What can you do to stretch your comfort zone today? One little thing every day takes us to where we want to be. And we all want to be whatever it is that we want. Boy, that was a very roundabout way of saying something. So what is it that you want? It's always right outside our comfort zone. So don't be scared today. Do something to stretch your comfort zone. And of course, I will be with you again tomorrow.